Freaky is directed by Christopher Landon and stars Vince Vaughn, Catherine Newton, Celeste O'Connor, and Misha Oshevich. And after a young woman is stabbed by a serial killer with an enchanted dagger, she wakes up to find herself trapped in his body and realizes that she has 24 hours in which to get her own body back before the change becomes permanent. So, director Christopher Landon is no stranger to this type of genre bending thing. He did it with his previous film, Happy Death Day, which, of course, if you've seen that, you know it's basically Groundhog Day meets horror. And here he decided to do that with a famous film called Freaky Friday. It's been remade a couple times, I think. And why not? Why not turn it into a horror? When you think about it, I don't know if the concept has ever been done before. Maybe it has, but I really can't think of it off the top of my head. It actually is quite fitting for a horror movie. I mean, think of it. You know, what else could be worse than being trapped in the body of a serial killer? So take that concept, mash it together, and I think you have yourself something brilliant. I didn't really get behind Happy Death Day, I'll be honest with you guys. It's okay, it's fine, but I really don't understand why it's such a big hit with people. I really don't. That said, Freaky, I can get behind. I had a lot of fun with this movie, guys. I really did. And first of all, I think I have to give props to the pitch perfect casting of Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn is one of those actors who most people know him from his comedies. You know, they know him from, he has a slew of them, obviously. And like with films like Wedding Crashers and the like, we know how funny this guy can be. So I was never worried about the funny stuff, but I will say he nails it. I really love when the characters, of course, here, he's known as the Butcher. He's this film's Jason Voorhees, or this world's Jason Voorhees, if you want to put it that way. And the actress Catherine, she plays a character named Millie, a teenage girl who's constantly being bullied, and she's really very much a wallflower. Now she's gorgeous, so I really don't understand how she's not popular. She has like 2 friends and that's it. What do you think? It's a movie world. What you gonna do? But yeah, she's, you know, she's hassled by everybody, and she's quite, you know, shy and that sort of thing. And one night, of course, she nearly becomes a victim for the Butcher. Only he's using this enchanted dagger. He's not aware of its power. And they end up swapping bodies. No spoilers there. It's all in the trailer. So yeah, Vince Vaughn's character of the Butcher, I mean, from a comedic standpoint, he nails Millie. He really does. Even to watch him run as Millie had me in stitches. This huge man trying to run like a teenage girl. So I thought there was a lot of funny stuff there. There was a lot of stuff there with the whole gender swapping and her, you know, having a blast, kind of being in a male body, and how ridiculous that would be for somebody just to be swapped like that. And stuff like that. So they do play on that. They do play on the whole gender thing. But this movie is straight up a horror movie. There's not much of a, I don't think there's much of a under the surface message going on here. I really don't. And I can appreciate that. I just wanted to watch something to relax my brain and let go of everything. And Freaky did that for me. On the serious side of things, or on the horror side of things, Vince is very convincing. See what I did there? For those of you, of course, who've seen him in Brawl, I think that's like his most brutal role to date. You know this guy can be very intimidating, because Vince Vaughn is like 6'4", I think, you know. He's huge, and you can absolutely believe as the Butcher, this is a man that could, you know, physically impale somebody on a deer antler on a wall, or, you know, throw them across a room with no effort. You really do believe that. And on the flip side of things, we have Catherine Newton, who, as Millie possessed by the Butcher, she herself, you know, it's so funny there too, because the Butcher would be trying to attack people in Millie's body. Millie is like 5'2", you know, this tiny petite girl. So it's hilarious as him recognizing that he cannot take down somebody with one hit. You know, he can't stab somebody and do real damage with one hit. So all of that comedy, I really got behind. I had a lot of fun, you know. That's the thing with horror and comedy. Those two things I feel are so close when you think about it, you know, because both horror and comedy tend to be relative, in the sense of what scares me or makes me laugh may not scare you or make you laugh, you know. And I feel like putting horror and comedy together, especially when you think about the physicality of horror, if you watch old slasher movies over and over again, you know, maybe your favorites, like for me, I've always been a huge fan of the Friday the 13th franchise, but I am very much aware that most of those movies have not aged well. You reach a point where what was once maybe scary when you were a kid is now absolutely hilarious to you as an adult, you know. So that's where I get horror and comedy, I think, work together so well when it's done right, and I think it was done right here. The other actors, the ones who play her friends, her very cliched friends, you know, we have an African American girl and we have a gay boy, but they do acknowledge it. They do get a bit meta. They are very self-aware in this movie that, you know, it's very much a horror movie cliche. So that stuff works because of that, you know. The main kids are the main kids. There's no real character development there, but you know what? I didn't need it. I really didn't, because these kids are actually disgustingly mean. Honestly, I'm not an American, so you guys would have to tell me if American kids are actually like that in real life in high school, because I'm sorry, if kids acted like that here, they would get their ass beat down. I don't know many kids that would put up with that kind of behavior. So the kids here, they're awful. They're over the top awful, I'm thinking. And that's all I really needed, because I wanted to see them die in gloriously vicious fashion. And the kills here, I really enjoyed. I think the best ones, unfortunately, are in the first opening act. I feel like those were some of the best ones. There's one that goes down. The very, very, very first kill in this movie is actually my favorite kill of this entire film. That's not to say there's not some fun stuff, but I just wish there was more of that. I get why there isn't, but still, I wish they had gone a little further with the kills. That said, it's not just all stabby, and I could appreciate that. I really did. You know, it took me back to the early days of slashers where they would come up with these seriously over the top kills. So overall, guys, I think Freaky had all the right ingredients going there. The final act is wonky. It gets wobbly there. It just feels like they're running down the clock a bit. And then there's an ending. Let's call it two endings. I didn't think that was necessary. I really didn't. You know, I think they could have gone for the whole. Of course, we're setting it up for a possible sequel, because that's what all these films do. But I just feel like they could have done it in a better way. I don't know. Something about the ending felt tacked on to me. What did you think? But everything together in one big bloody cake, guys. Freaky would get a 7 out of 10 for me. I had a blast with this movie. I love finding these types of films, especially around this time of year, because there's just so much Christmas stuff out there. And I'm not a huge fan of Christmas movies. They have to be really, really, really good to capture my attention. You know, it's just so formulaic. You know, I can't really get behind them. But that said, you know, to each his own, and I don't hate all Christmas movies. So that's a whole other video. Freaky gets a 7 out of 10. And that's gonna be it for this one, guys. So I really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please feel free to hit that like button. It's always appreciated. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, you of course can click on my face when it pops up right about there, and you can check out past videos if you feel like it. And that's gonna be it, guys. So let me know what you thought of Freaky. Did you enjoy this? If you've seen Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day 2, how would you rank these 3 movies? You know, which one do you think is the best? For me, it's definitely Freaky's gonna be up there. And would you want to see a sequel to Freaky? You know, did you enjoy it that much? Because I definitely would not mind a sequel, you know, granted the ending. But I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel to this at all, because I just had so much fun with this. And that's going to be it for this one, guys. So until next time, bye-bye.